Hey, how you doing out there? Hope life is good and all is well. Dose of motivation here at suckitupusa.com. Today, November the 27th, is my father's birthday. And I tell you what, I remember every year this day, obviously, when it comes about, because I hold him in tremendous high regard. Someone I've looked up to for a very long time, who I've grown to understand even more and more post his death, and respect him and love him even more and more. My father, Gene McManus, he left a great legacy behind. It still resonates today, and it's generational. I mean, my kids talk about him because I talk about him, and I talk about him in a way that I think is a way we all should be living. He wasn't perfect. He had his moments and his issues just like anybody else, but his heart was good. His soul was good. His mind was caring. I mean, he cared about people. He cared about his family, and cared about himself, and cared about his career and his retirement and everything. And he took it upon himself to figure it all out. From growing up in the Great Depression to World War II to leather helmet football to trying boxing just to stay in shape to being in business. My father was just that way. When he was 12, his dad was laid off, 1932. The next day, my father got a job at the local hotel, being a busboy at age 12. And he rode his bike down there. His Aunt Lee gave him some help. She knew the manager, but he wanted to do his part from an early age. Different time, I understand, but the principles of what he was all about, what he stood for, were there. Leaving Rutgers University shortly after Pearl Harbor, he was on a full football scholarship. He didn't have to leave. He didn't have to go anywhere. He was protected per se, but he had to, and he did. He enlisted in the Army Air Corps and became a B-24 bomber pilot, and flew 22 missions before they were shot down, and then a prisoner of war for 11 months, living through some horrific times, but came back and then had a family. I'm the youngest of his 6, 4 with my mom, and that legacy is still there. It still rings true. And I really do hope when my time's up that I have that legacy, that resonates, that impact, impacting people, whether they're loved ones or not, whether it's one or a million. Don't we all want to leave an impact behind? I know I do, and that's what my message is. It's no excuses. It's tough love. It's suck it up. It's love. It's being emotional, being happy, showing you love, hugging people, telling them, getting after it, not giving up, never quitting, teaching the kids right, all that stuff. And it really stems from my upbringing. It stems from my father and my mother, and the way I was raised and the way I believe, and obviously backed up by faith from the good Lord upstairs. But thank you, Dad. Thank you for leaving that legacy behind. Thank you for doing it right. For doing it right. God love you. God bless you. I know you're up in heaven playing golf and hitting the 19th hole and lifting some weights and maybe boxing a little bit. And I tell you what, one day we will meet again. But November 27th, 1920, Gene McManus was born. So happy birthday to you, Dad. And here's to leaving that legacy behind, huh? That's the theme of this week's Dose of Motivation. Live life right with no excuses and leave a great legacy behind. Until next time, that'll do it for Dose of Motivation right here at suckitupusa.com. Have a good one.